Welcome back, guys. It's time for another episode of DWMOD. It's June already. We got the Stanley Cup Finals. We got the NBA Championship. We're going to have some fun this week with Andy's new segment, No Way. We're going to check out quick hits, knock it off. We got all the same things we always have, guys. Oh, and by the way, we're number 7. Number 7. Let's do it, Louie.
We cutting loops.
Touchdown.
College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. Hook.
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready.
Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. Oh, that is how it works. Andy is in the house. Louie is on the ball. This is going to be a great week, brother. How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. It does. We're off to we're through one inning and there's no hits. It's 0-0. We're doing well.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving like that, Louie. Listen, the key phrase in that opening jam there. If you're not listening to All Right Bet with Andy St. Clair and Mikey Wilson, you're throwing away money. Andy, we are currently, I just found this out the other day from some analytics. We are number 7 on Apple Podcast sports shows featuring gambling tips right now.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's
I like
not
that.
bad at all.
No.
Yeah.
We got it's like 3-1, 4-1 to get setting up to number 1.
Hey, just keep moving it up. And thanks to you guys, we have doubled and now tripled our numbers in the last couple of months. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's pretty awesome. Listen, that's a niche search on Apple Podcasts, but I challenge you to fire up a podcast and do it regularly, and then find your niche search where you're going to pop in the top 10. It's not an easy thing to do.
But here we are. We're at 7 and we're moving up.
Moving on up. We're like the Jeffersons, man. Not really, but sort of. The song. You know what I mean?
Right, we're more like the song.
Yeah, we're not trying to take that over. We're not trying to take that over at all. And anyway, Stanley Cup Finals last night. Did you watch this overtime game, buddy?
I did. I was trying to watch it. I was putting my kid to bed, but I did see the end. I'm all Oilers here. Have that future on the Oilers. So
yeah, man. What a game, man. Down 3-1. Storm back 3 unanswered goals. Score in overtime. That's my man's 3rd overtime goal this playoffs. And boy, I'm telling you what, you're on that beautiful West Coast time, so you're not tired. I was up past midnight watching this overtime, like close to 1:00. Under a minute to go in the first overtime, and the Oilers get a penalty. Well, I mean, the Panthers get a penalty, but the Oilers get a power play under a minute to go, delay a game. And you're like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be a tough start to the second overtime here, fighting off a minute and 10 seconds of a penalty. Nope. They scored with 30 seconds left. Bang, bang.
Didn't need it. I know. I was like, oh, God, another overtime. I was already thinking the break. I was like, oh, it's going to be, it's another 30 minutes.
Yep.
West Coast, though, just a shout out to West Coast Sports Times. It's the best.
It's beautiful. I miss it, man. I miss it.
It is the best. Like football starts at 10 a.m. I loved it. I will still love 10 a.m. football. The NBA, Sunday night football, by the way, is over like 8:00. I have my whole night still.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 2 things you got to weigh in that world, okay? Like on the West Coast sports time, you have to weigh, can I get home in time, or can I get set up and done with my day in time to sit down and watch the start of the game? You will catch the end of it, no doubt about it. But the East Coast, it's like, can I stay up till 2:30 in the morning to watch the Tigers play the Mariners?
Right, right, yeah, no doubt. I remember maybe it was this last fall. I was in Indianapolis seeing some family. My in-laws, and I was watching a USC football game, and it was like 1 or 1:15, 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I like these teams, but I don't think I can make this. I'm going to go. I just called it. And then I had to wake up and see how it finished.
It's the same concept of like leaving the California weather to go back east, like, or the Midwest or something, like in the winter for Christmas visit or something. And at first you're like, oh, this is nice, man. I got my nice big coat on. It's a little chilly, snow. And then after a couple of days, you're like, no. It's the same with the sports. That first night you stay up till 1:30 drinking beers and you're like, this is kind of fun, man. It's almost 2 a.m. and I'm watching sports. And then the third night you're like, I got to go to bed.
Yeah, no doubt. Those first days are great. It's the remaining 6. You're like, I can't do this every day.
No, you just can't do it every day. I don't know if you've noticed, man, but in honor of the Stanley Cup Finals starting, I got my throwbacks on, got my Hartford Whalers going here, man. I got
The
my
Whalers.
got my Gordie Howe Hartford Whalers here, courtesy of our sponsors. These fully stitched, beautiful jerseys that we hand out during our contests all the time here on DWMOD. Go back and check out the fantasy football winner, Abby Singh. He got himself a Lions. I'm in Ross St. Brown. We're handing these things out like crazy, man. I love these Hartford Whalers color scheme, man. I always have.
Yeah, it's bring back the whale. Bring it back.
So
Come on.
cool, man.
It was
So cool.
awesome that Hartford had a team.
Yeah, it is, man. Now let me ask you this. I've always loved this color scheme, like the Kelly green with the navy blue.
Yeah.
How come more sports teams, professional teams, don't have this color scheme? Like there's none.
Well, it would be a good thing to try to figure out who has the greatest color scheme in each, your top 5 in each sport. Like I always feel like, to me, college football is, I like some of the, like, I love when Penn State just rocks the white. I love
Navy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just love it. I'm a fan, like, and I like Michigan. I like the Michigan colors,
Yeah, amazing blue.
There's some teams I just like. And I don't like the teams. The colors looks beautiful. So
isn't it also funny, Andy, like how sometimes the same color scheme, well, there'll be a slightly different change in the color, but like the same color scheme will just look like not good on certain teams. Like college football, love the maroon and gold, man. You see the Chippewas take the field in that bright gold with the maroon, looks great. And then I flip on a USC game and I go, that doesn't look that good.
Yeah, it's like I think the Orlando Magic redid their for next year. They redid their jerseys, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah. It's not for me. I kind of miss the old school '90s pinstripes. I just like those.
Those were kind of sweet, man. The old Shaq pinstripes.
Yeah, give me those. So, yeah, I like that. Some are just even the hated Notre Dame. I'm like, okay, I kind of like Notre Dame.
You can't knock it when they come out in the classic navies with the golden domes. Look, I'm no fan myself. I am now though. I like their new coach, man. I really like him. Yeah, I like Notre Dame now.
And baseball to me is the worst because all of my favorite baseball uniforms are probably from the 80s. Like the Royals baby blue is like one of my favorites. Now that's a love, but I love the Royals and the baby blue. I love the Cardinals, and they're like, they have like a baby blue with light red. It's awesome. Like the Phillies. I like the Phillies.
Why did the Phillies ever go away from that? That maroon with the baby blue is awesome.
Like baseball's like constantly trying to I'd just go back to what it was 50 years ago, 40 years. Those are the ones that are great.
Yeah. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, man. I flipped on the Phillies game because they had some money on it and they were wearing those throwbacks. And I just had like Mike Schmidt and I was just like, oh my God, these uniforms are so cool, man.
The best. They're the best.
Then they changed the Brewers. The Brewers had the classic one too, with the gold and the navy against the powder blue. I got my Bob Uecker throwback, man.
Well, it's like when the Chargers, the San Diego Chargers, used to wear the powder blues. Those are nice.
Yeah, why would they switch that to navy like everybody else? Like, keep your sweet jerseys, man.
It's like the retros. The retros are always mostly nice. I like the cities. I'm not a biggest fan of the cities, but I like the retro.
Yeah. Not the biggest fan of the Phillies sports fans community out there. If you're listening, Philly fans, listen, no disrespect. Get at me. We'll put you on the show. Talk me out of it. But you know what? I just not a big fan.
That Kelly Green Eagles is kind of nice too. See, I like that.
I do love the old Kelly Green Eagles, man. Like the old Reggie White, Randall Cunningham's, man. Those are sweet too. Yeah, the old ones are sweet, man. So that's why I'm rocking my Whalers jersey here, man. I'm loving it. NBA Finals tonight, Andy. Game 1. The odds on this thing are, I don't remember an NBA Finals in the last 25 years being so lopsided, and it seems odd to me because these are not two traditional teams. Like this seems like it should be a pretty even finals based on the names, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma City's way better. I mean, look, that Lakers net series in 2000, the Lakers were a huge favorite, like probably minus 900, and the Lakers won that 4-1.
Same with the Pistons, but the
Pistons Lakers is the only one where I think the underdog won of the big, and the OKC is like minus 700 to win the series. I think there's been 10 of these series like this. And I ultimately the winner is 9 out of 10 times is the favorite. So I think that's probably what we're going to get. I kind of think that OKC, one of these first 2 games in Oklahoma City is going to be close. The other one is not going to be close. Oklahoma City tends to blow teams out. Oklahoma City is a little bit of an old school playoff team where at home they destroy teams. On the road, they struggle. and then they'll win one on the road.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what happens. It's hard to sweep in the NBA Finals, so I think this will be 5 or 6. Ultimately.
Yeah, it is. Now, you played a lot of basketball, Andy, and that OKC, you hit it right on the head with the OKC at home being in Oklahoma City. Now, I know that arena probably sits as many as any other NBA arena,
right.
But when you're watching the game on TV, it feels like when you used to like play teams back when you played, you go to that one gym that was just like real small and everybody's right on top of you. How much, you were way better than the other team, but it would always be a close game because of that.
Right.
Right.
No, yeah. I think that's kind of, I guess that's kind of what I think OKC is going to like. I really think of this series that Indiana is like the poor man's version of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City just has a lot. It's like just, they have the guard and they have like a lot of like guys who can do a lot of things. Oklahoma City has that, but they just have better dudes.
Yeah, Indiana's in trouble because they just out physicaled and out defense the shit out of everybody in the East, and now they're up against the one team in the West that also does that and does it better.
Yeah, and by the way, you reminded me of when I was a senior in high school. Our team we lost in the state championship game in basketball. By the way, we finished the year like 28-3.
Damn.
But yeah, we were good. We had a guy who was like 6'10", 6'11". He was very good, and where I grew up in northern Missouri, that's like having a gold ticket. Like the dude was amazing. He got recruited by like a lot of D1 schools, and he was amazing. And we played a game up north in a very small gym like that, where there were the Indians. That was their mascot. And in this wooden old Missouri gym, they brought an Indian into the gym with a flaming stick. Like a flaming stick that he would
like hold. A wooden one or a real person in like Native American dress?
A real person in Native American dress in northern Missouri. And he had like a flaming stick. And all of us were in the gym being like, we're going to if this thing goes bad, we're all going to burn up in this fucking gym.
It's going to be trouble.
Yeah. I might have been a junior that year and not my senior year. But we ended up losing that game. That was a very good team, but we lost that game. But I do remember the Indian at the half court flaming stick, and we were in a very small little gym. Be like, okay,
yeah. This man, that's awesome. Those kind of throwback stories are great, man. This is a little throwback story from my St. Agatha people back in Detroit that listen to the show. Our gym was kind of small like that, but like it had the seats that packed out onto the sides, went up, so you could see, it was a decent sized gym in that manner, but directly behind one of the baskets was the stage for like plays or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is a small school. So this is a stage that you couldn't even do 12 Angry Men because they wouldn't fit, like, and the curtains would be closed on that. Well, all the students would go sit up in that section. And then in the first half, when the game would start and the other team would be going that way, they'd open those curtains and the student section would be literally behind the backboard and on the baseline. And it was like, that's home court, man.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. I loved it. Well, listen, man, there's another thing I got to bring up to you. NBA, stay away from the gambling. We touched on that. Have you seen, based on our story last week on Pete Rose 2 weeks ago?
Right.
Have you seen this orange idiot is now taking credit for this too?
Yeah, and I saw that Manford, I think that's his
double
name.
Down on it.
He was like, that helped sway me. And like this anger, it's already angered me. This already angered me. They did it after he died. This angers me more.
Yeah.
This angers me more that Trump is somehow getting involved in this.
It just takes credit for everything. Like he made some kind of I made one call to Manfred and that was it. And then Pete Rose reinstated. And by the way, the fellow with no shoes, Shoeless Joe. Also, I told him, you got to do Joe. You got to do Joe. Joe's got to be. And I was like, just fucking stop. If it was that simple, why wouldn't you do it while he's alive? Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of this dude, man.
No, yeah. This is the commissioner's fault. Like, just like, this egg, like, come on. Let's just make it, just get him in. I'm going to go back to get Bonds in. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. That's my new, I'm going to just start screaming.
It's coming. It's coming. They're not going to make those guys wait. They're not going to make those guys wait till they die, but they are going to make them get put in by a committee not voted. So they're going to get in anyway. You know what this reminds me of, this Manfred thing, though, real quickly. You remember, I forget which president it was. I think it might have been, it might have been Obama, if I'm not mistaken. He was threatening to pass a bill that would eliminate would eliminate owners from being able to hold cities hostage for the taxpayers to build new stadiums. It would make that illegal. Like, you had to build your own. You couldn't take taxpayer dollars to build that stadium for yourself unless it belonged to the city and you paid a lease or some shit, which is never how it works.
Right.
I wonder if a little bit of that is going on here. Like, is Trump threatening that? Because he'll use the office just to make money. Is he threatening that with these owners right now? Want some money? And Manfred was just like, thanks for the Pete Rose talk.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like what you're saying, though, makes sense. It's not like our president is the most above board guy in the world.
God, no. If there's 10 cents to be made on this thing, he'll go on TV.
Yeah, he likes himself. He's like a wide receiver he's like a bad wide receiver who thinks he's really awesome.
I know it. Well, hey, listen, anybody out here, you're big Trumpers that are listening to the show, hey, go get some of that Bitcoin, aka the new age Cougaran. Go get yourself some of that, man. And you're in a cult. You're in a cult. We're out of here.
Yeah.
It's like, sure. I can't deal with it anymore, man. But on that note, let's get to the sponsor this week. It's Gold Dust Coffee. It's your boy Gordon Butterfield on the call with What Just Happened.
What just happened? What just happened is brought to you by the Gold Dust Coffee Company. Wake up to a golden dust sunrise or the freshest Kenyan farm coffee beans you'll find in all your favorite flavors from espresso to vanilla. There's even hazelnut. Just scan the barcode and download the app, and you'll be well on your way to ordering the freshest coffee beans that Kenya has to offer. That's the Gold Dust Coffee Company, and don't forget to add your discount code DWMOD for 10% off. It's Gordon approved. Well, looks like old boy Jimmy Little took his Silverado pole dancing and got himself stuck in a predicament. He's clearly exceeded that 2-drink minimum, and you better figure out something quick. You don't want to get caught at a pole dance. It looks like he's just gonna let it rip and set it down. Ho-ho! Deployment! The airbag cut loose and that truck just spit his hat right out on the concrete. Ho-ho! Stuck to a truck. That bag exploded and that truck's a spitter. Ho-ho! What just happened?
Listen, sometimes, especially with that one, Gordon is so... he is just like Samuel L. Jackson in a little bit of a way where he can be swearing and you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, that bag exploded. Gordo.
Yeah. I mean, Gordon, we have seen this one, but I will say that my first thought was like, have you ever had an airbag open up on you? Have you ever been in a wreck that badly or anything happen where an airbag opens up?
I have not. I've been in them before the airbags existed. But
yeah, but I've never been in one where airbag, and it seems so violent.
Yeah, they say they can fuck you up, man.
It seems worse than the wreck sometimes. I'm like,
it does, man.
Like that one, the airbag didn't seem it needed to go off, but it sure did.
Something triggered it, man. And I tell you what, the more I watch that thing and that hat comes out of there just so perfectly, it looks like some kind of Marvel movie CGI. The perfect 3 spins and lands.
Yeah, through the glass. Through the glass.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Gordon may have to do some. He may have to look into this video.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, you think Gordon's CGI in fail videos?
Maybe.
It could be.
I mean, throw a hat. Get into your car right now. Throw your hat at your window. There's no way it's breaking.
See, maybe his window was down. See if you can spin the hat out and make it land like that. I'll give you 10 tries.
I think it's like he might be into AI. He might have AI'd an old school video. Maybe
he might have. Well, God bless you, Gordon. Keep doing it, buddy. Let's get into some quick hits. All right, fun with numbers this week, man. We got a little bit of a theme here. Gordon touched on the poll. We'll get back around to that later. We're going to be doing some fun with numbers through some Major League Baseball and other sports throughout the episode today. And this touching a little bit on our Tony Gwynn fandom that we talked about last week. And I found an interesting one for you. I know you're going to love this. This is Tony Gwynn against some of the best pitchers ever. Tony Gwynn faced Greg Maddux 107 times, and he never struck out once. Against Smoltz, he hit 462, struck out once. Maddux, 429, no Ks. Glavine, 312, 2 Ks. Hershiser, 321, 2 Ks. Nolan Ryan, 9 Ks. Now, Nolan Ryan got him. But, I mean, But my God, is it this guy? I will argue to my death. This guy is the greatest pure hitter in the history of the game.
Yeah, it's like him or Ted Williams, probably.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's always the argument,
Yeah, him or Ted, and Ted. Listen, no disrespect to Ted, he was phenomenal. I'm a big fan, but he was not facing the pitching and the strategy of the game and the fresh pitching every couple innings. And I mean, he just wasn't facing the type of pitching that these guys were facing when Tony Gwynn played.
Right. Yeah, Gwen. I mean, Gwen's amazing. He was, just truly amazing.
Yeah, I saw a thing the other day you would have loved. I should have put it in one of these. It was a little segment on Walter Johnson. You're familiar with Walter Johnson. Baseball fans know who he is. He was the big farm boy with the cannon, like just a burner arm, man. When he came into the league, guys like Ty Cobb and everybody were like, who is this kid? He's throwing fireballs. And then they did like this science test that they used to see how fast like bullets and missiles would fly back in the day. And they had him throw a baseball through this same, they set up wires, touch wire. Anyway, very scientific. And at the end of that, the formula showed how hard Walter Johnson was throwing, the hardest thrower in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 81 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Like, guys, now they're throwing like 102 and it's a sloppy curveball,
Right. It's like all sports that way, right? The whole time.
Yeah.
You look at basketball players in the 50s, 60s, you're like, I know JJ Redick called them like plumbers once.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. These guys were great players, especially the hitters back then. You can't blame them. The pitchers were only throwing 80 something, but at that time, that was the fastest you had seen.
Right.
We've evolved as humans, though. The other one that drives me crazy, Andy, I'm sure you agree, is when people always bring up the spitball. Yeah, but back in the day, those guys were throwing spitters and stuff. And I'm like, your argument is that they got the ball so sloppy and wet they could barely hold it, and that made them throw a better controlled pitch. Like, we know it's about spin rate and having sticky shit on your hands now.
Right.
You're bringing up the spitball to me? Like, go away.
That's so gross. It's so gross. Good ball.
Yeah, I guess that was the only thing they had going for him. If we put a snot on the ball, I might not want to swing.
No, it's gross.
Stupid. All right, speaking of spin rates and baseball, let's stay along that theme right now. This one's going to blow your mind. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is actually nuts. Okay, the Detroit Tigers have a guy in their minor league system that can throw an 87-mile-an-hour knuckleball, and he's got like a 96-mile-an-hour fastball to go with it. Now, I'm going to play this video here. Now, to the non-super baseball fans or whatever, it's just going to look like it's some kind of random curveball or slider or breaking ball and stuff. But this is a professional catcher in the video, Andy, and when he can catch a curveball and a slider, and he knows where it's going, can catch it. This guy, he has no idea where this thing's going and can't catch the damn ball. So, it's a knuckler. Check this out. Yeah, he can't get it. That one's in the dirt, 87. Now there's a regular one. Breaking all over. Now he's going to throw the heater in a minute. Just getting those 94, 94, 94. Now here comes the knuckle. Look at this. Look at this. Good luck hitting that thing. The catcher doesn't even know what the hell's going on. I mean, yeah, that's ugly, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't throw that knuckleball if that guy's not gonna be able to catch it.
Right. You're gonna have a very specific catcher like Phil Niekro and them guys used to have. Charlie Huff. Them guys. You had one guy that was like, nope, I catch him enough. I know where it's going.
Yeah. You have to
but a couple of those were nuts, man. Like at 88 miles an hour, and that thing's just. I mean,
a wiffle ball.
Yeah, if he gets a hold of that thing and can really get it caught and throw it over for strikes and stuff. Look out, Mariano Rivera. This guy will close every game.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Is he a closer?
I don't know what they're doing with him yet. But I've never seen a guy that could throw 95 miles an hour and then come back with an 88-mile-an-hour knuckler. I mean, that's nuts. I'm hoping to see him up soon, man. Fun with numbers. One more really cool Bob Gibson one for you here, man. I'm sure you've seen this before. Bob Gibson's June and July in 1968. 12 starts, 12 complete games, 12 wins, 8 shutouts, 6 runs allowed, 0 worries about pitch count. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, 12. I mean, it's an 8 complete games.
Yeah, that's 12 starts, 12 complete games.
12. Oh my
won
gosh.
all 12 of them. 8 of them were complete game shutouts.
Yeah.
Only allowed 6 runs. Like,
pretty good.
Holy shit. And then
Yeah.
the Tigers beat them in one of the greatest comebacks in the World Series that year, down 3-1, came back and won it all. I mean, but Bob Gibson was unreal, man. Unreal. And this is like, I bring this up because the point we were talking about before about the pitching and how it wasn't really good. And then this is the era where it really starts to pick up. You know what I mean? This is like in the 60s, the late 60s. Guys like Bob Gibson are throwing 90s, and guys are going, what the? That's a 93 mile an hour. Whoa. You know what I mean?
Colin Ryan's coming. You're getting Tom Seaver. You're getting all these
guys. You're right. Good point. Seaver and Nolan Ryan, especially like 67, 68. This is when people are starting to go like we are right now with the 102 mile an hour. You know, back then they're like, holy shit, this kid Nolan Ryan up in New York's throwing at fucking 100 miles an hour.
Right. You get these guys coming in.
Yeah, but a lot of fun there with some of that stuff. All right, guys, that's going to take us into your segment here. Now, Louis, it's my understanding here that Andy, you've thrown some videos to Louis, and you guys have put these together. Now, I haven't seen some of them. Some of them I've seen, but I haven't. So, Louis, go ahead and throw this first one at you. Andy, take it away. Oh, I don't know what was happening there. You couldn't talk, but what was it there?
Yeah, this was Jordan Spieth's last week. He was on, I don't know, some hole, and he shanked a ball right into the crowd there, and that is what it looked like. I only play this to be like, can we do something to help these people who are watching these golf events? I'm shocked this doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Where that ball, that guy was just kind of like, he was taping it, and that ball came right at him.
Did that guy did anybody that wind up hurt? Did you find out about that?
I don't know if that guy's alive. He could be dead. I mean, that ball, I don't want to get hit with a golf ball.
Hell no. And it always baffles me on TV that they will all just stand right there like they want to get hit.
I'm like, you will never find me next to the rope. I go to these, I'm like 5 people deep. I'm like, that ball is going to be very slow by the time.
Oh man, and it right into him, man. Full pro golf swing and 5 feet away. You got hit with that. That will kill you.
Also, Jordan Spieth's a pretty good golfer. It's like even he fucks it up. You know, like this could happen all the time.
Yeah, absolutely could, man. I don't know if I told you this before, but I think I may have. I had a buddy growing up that was like big into golf and young, and like that was his thing, and he golfed, and he'd play in all these like junior tournaments at like 11, 12, 13. He was really good in Michigan, and he just kind of quit playing. And he told us one time he was teeing off, and all the kids were kind of standing around lined up along the tee box at this tournament, and he just sliced it right into the crowd and drilled some kid in the head, and I like fucked them up, like permanent brain damage type thing. And he was like, I'm done golfing.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, that one, it's one of those things where I'm like, why are we so close? Why is he so close? Why are you so close to this guy?
Yeah, ridiculous, man. Damn, that's a hell of a video right there. That is an absolute.
No way. There's no way. No way.
No way.
There's no way. There's no way I'm standing there.
I'm not standing there. I'm not standing there. Now, Louis, I did notice when this video played that we couldn't hear Andy and he couldn't talk. Okay. All right. You couldn't take a. Okay. So now we know moving forward, you got to get rid of the audio on the video so that Andy can talk. For some reason, he can't unlock your mic if the video is playing sound, but he can unlock mine as the host. So we'll fix that for next time. But there shouldn't be too much of a problem moving forward. All right. Hit this next one. You got another one from Andy. Okay. Hit it.
All right. Look, you see this one? All right. This is Brady at 45, and that's Kenny the Snake Stabler 38. Now look at Stabler.
Jesus.
Look at those burns on Stabler too. You see those burns? They were unbelievable. He looked like he was like a bartender in an Old West movie, like a Western.
Yeah, to me it looks like a reboot of the movie where Wolverine dies and Liev Schreiber is playing Wolverine at 98 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this damn thing again. Well, I'll say this. At 38, Kenny Stabler had never had any avocado toast or avocado ice cream. I'll tell you that.
No. I mean, it is one of those things where if it happens all the time. Where like Wilford Brimley is 50 years old in Cocoon, and you're like, wow.
Not even. He's like 38.
Right. You're like, I look great. So,
yeah.
So that's good. The next generation and 2 generations will look at us and be like, God, he looks so old for 50.
Yeah, right.
He looks so young. But
I will say that though. Look at Tom Brady in this photo here. He's 45 in this picture here. Now we're both a little older than Tom Brady in this photo.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not feeling too bad looking at that photo. I look pretty good for being older than him in that photo, I think. I don't know.
100%.
I've never had any avocado ice cream either, though.
No, it's just we're living a little better. We don't have to live as hard as they did 40 years ago.
And that's what I'm getting at, Andy. I think if we just play right down the middle, because I've got my Kenny Stabler weekends. Boy, I had one last weekend probably, but I'm not.
Some days I'll wake up and I'll look at myself and be like, I look old. Not every day.
Yeah.
There's other days I'm okay.
Stabler looking terrible, man. Hey,
no way. There's no way. No way.
There's no way that dude's 38 in that photo. There's no.
Yeah, he's probably in his mid-40s.
Okay, here we go. We got another one. Okay, here we go. This one is also yours, Andy. Show us what we're looking at here.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scotty Scheffler's last 50 events, buddy. 12 wins, 39 top 10s, including his wins. That's 78% of the time he's in the top 10.
Jesus.
31 top 5s, including his wins. That's 62% he's in the top 5. Hasn't missed a cut in his last 50 events.
Hasn't missed a cut in the last 50 events. He's won 12 of them. He's top 10 78% of the time.
Yeah.
This is Tiger Woods-esque.
Well, it's funny you say that. I mean, next week is the what is that? Is it the Open? Yeah, next week's the Open. And I think Scheffler is like plus 180, which, if to win the tournament.
Yeah.
And I never bet on golfers who are under. They got to be double digits. That's the only like, it's crazy to me to bet single, even though like Scheffler clearly is the best. But I did a little other side research with a friend who told me it's Tiger-esque, basically what Scheffler's doing. And here are Tiger's pre-tourney odds for each of the majors he won.
Oh, I love it. Let's go.
So I'll just give you I won't give you the year. I'll just tell you what the Masters and blah, blah. Masters, first one, 8-1. PGA, 6-1. US Open, 3-1. The British, plus 150. The PGA, this is in the same year, plus 160. Then the Masters, plus 150. Masters, 2-1. US Open, 2-1. Masters, 3 plus 350. British Open, 3-1. British Open, 5-1. PGA, 2-1.
That's
PGA,
nuts.
3-1. US Open, 2-1. And then the last major he won, the 2019 Masters, whenever I thought he was washed, he was still just 14-1. So
yeah, if you bet golf, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's incredible. So like Scheffler's getting the Tiger treatment, which is I guess more for me. This is more of I did not think we would be here with another golfer getting the Tiger treatment.
No,
here we are.
No, but that's the beautiful thing about sports. We always think, no, that's never going to happen again, and then bam, here we go.
Yeah. So generally next week, if we talk about it, I would not bet Scheffler, but because there's no money to be won unless you want to be like, I'm going to risk $60 to win 120. Like,
that's the fun on betting golf tournaments. You pick about 5 or 6 guys and put $5 on it, and you can win 100, 200. You can, you know what I mean? I'm not putting $100 down to win 150.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Now that was Scotty Scheffler in his last 50 tournament events. Now that's crazy. Now I got one for you here, Louis. Let's play this one here. Let's take a look at the Major League Baseball team, the Colorado Rockies, not having a good year, Andy, and we're bringing them up because in their last 50 events, they are 4-42. Scotty Scheffler has won more golf tournaments in his last 50 events by 3 times. 3 times more wins than the Rockies in their last 50 events, man.
I like that you left out 4 games, though. They're 4-42. Which equals what?
Oh, 446. They're 446.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, Louis.
Yeah, Louis left out 4. So maybe they could be 8-42. Still, the point is they're not more than Scheffler.
Yeah, not more. He's dying in the booth right now. I listen. I have to come clean. I sent him the numbers on that. I did the wrong math on that, but it's still only 4 wins is the point there, guys.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Okay, I love this next one you sent. Okay, this is yours, Andy. Take it.
Randy Johnson's had 5 consecutive 300-plus strikeout seasons from 98 to 2002.
Nope, that's not yours.
That one?
This one is yours.
There we go. I was like, I didn't know this one. Randy Johnson got his number retired by the Mariners. But did you know that he kept a bag of baseballs near his bed for protection in case somebody broke into his house? And there's a quote here where Randy says, I don't own a gun, but I keep a bag of baseballs near our bed. And if someone breaks in, they had better be wearing a batting helmet because I'm going to throw it at their heads.
This classic Randy Johnson. I love this, man. They're interviewing a guy and he's like, yeah, I don't have a gun, man, but I got a bag of balls next to it. If anybody comes in, I'm headhunting.
I mean, I have no idea if this is true or not, but I want it to be true. So I'm going to just pretend like it is. And
Awesome.
the quote is from a newspaper, so it seems like it's true. I don't know why you'd break into Randy Johnson's house.
I guess he's got money, but I'd be silly.
Sure. But you got to know, like, these things are coming.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't break into a dude's house named the Big Unit.
No, I mean, he exploded that bird. That should be enough not to break into his house.
And look that video up if you guys know what he's talking about. Randy Johnson kills bird. Just Google that and watch him throw a pitch, and this bird swoops right in front of the ball, in front of the batter. It's almost unreal, and it just incinerates. It's gone.
It was incredible.
It's incredible. It is incredible. All right, now you can play the one that I gave you. Here's the Randy Johnson one about how ridiculously good this guy was. Okay, Randy Johnson had 5 consecutive 300-plus strikeout seasons, 5 in a row from 98 to 2002. There's been 5 total 300 strikeout seasons since his last one in 2002. So in the last 23 years, there's only been 5 total. He did it 5 years in a row. This guy was dominant.
Yeah, he was awesome. It's crazy. I hate seeing him in that Diamondbacks uniform. To me, he's always a Mariner.
Yeah. I was reading a thing about that the other day about how that all went down. Like there needs to be a 30 for 30. Like the Mariners were like, just not good business. We're not going to re-up you. You can do what you want to do, or we'll trade you. Or I think he signed with the Diamondbacks. They're like, yeah, we're not going to re-up you. And I'm like, are you stupid?
Yeah. That Diamondback team was him and Schilling, right? They won a World Series.
Yeah, they did, man. They beat the Yankees, and I believe, and maybe I'm mixing the years up, but I think that was the 9/11 year.
I think
Yankees
that's right.
played the World Series, and Luis Gonzalez got a base hit off Mariano Rivera in Game 7 in the bottom of the 9th to win the game.
Like a little single, like it wasn't.
Yeah, a blooper right over second base, which would have been caught today with the shift.
Yeah.
Probably. Maybe not. Maybe not. He got enough of it, I think. But it was a great game. I do remember that game. It was a great game. But breaking into Randy Johnson's house.
No way. There's no way. No way.
No, not going to do it. All right. This next I'm assured is yours. This one is Randy. I do love this one too. Hit it.
George Brett was selected with the 29th pick of the 71 draft and retired with 1,596 RBIs. Mike Schmidt was selected in the 30th pick of the 71 draft and retired with 1,595 RBIs. The 2 greatest third basemen of all time.
2 greatest third basemen pretty much of all time. Mike Schmidt, easily probably the greatest third baseman of all time, doesn't get credit for it.
There's no way. There is no way I will ever.
Well, of course, you're a George Brett guy. I love George Brett as well, so I won't hold that against you. But a lot of people don't realize, they think Mike Schmidt was like this big home run or bust strikeout guy, and he was not. He had a good batting average. He hit over 500 home runs, and he won 9 Gold Gloves. People don't know that about Mike Schmidt.
Yeah, he was
he was a stud. These guys picked one pick apart.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Brett went one before Schmidt. But boy, that was at 29 and 30. Like, there was a lot of good. What were the other teams doing? There was some players there.
Yeah, both those teams needed a third baseman, and nobody was on the phone because they take Brett, we'll take Schmidt. They take Schmidt, we'll take Brett.
Right. It's like, some Brooks Robinson. There's some good third basemen. I just think those two are the best too.
No, those two are the best. The more I look into Mike Schmidt, I'm like, man, I didn't even realize that. I thought he was just a big slugger, and 9 Gold Gloves the guy had.
Yeah, most people would say Mike Schmidt, and maybe most people are right. I can't get there.
Nah, sure, man. I love George Brett. Love George Brett as well. But that is a great stat, and they wind up with the exact same amount of RBIs and the same, 71 draft. Here's a quick trivia question for you guys. Do you know what year's draft produced the most Hall of Famers?
In baseball?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
I only know it for one reason, because it's my birth year. It's 1977. That draft produced the most Hall of Famers, and still more to come as soon as they put Whitaker in. That's the same draft. 77. Yeah. Hopefully one day. Well, listen, I got one for you here. That's kind of a fun with numbers, people that wound up with the exact same numbers here.
Okay.
Cecil Fielder, you can see behind me in my starting lineup right there. Cecil Fielder and Prince Fielder finished their careers with 319 home runs apiece. Throw that back up, Louis.
Yeah.
Now here's some other They also both had exactly 97 two-out homers, 49 fourth-inning homers, 29 fifth-inning homers, and 18 ninth-inning homers. Exactly. Like down the card, matching your dad's stats. That's a little bit crazy.
I always thought that those two didn't get along. Is that true?
They did not. They did not.
Okay.
No. Growing up in Detroit, Prince Fielder was a big thing. He was on McDonald commercials because there's a video out there. I should have put this one on here of Terry Francona when he was an assistant coach. I don't think he was with the Tigers. He was an assistant, but anyway, they were at Tiger Stadium and Prince Fielder was 12 years old and came out to take batting practice. And he was putting them in the upper deck. And he was like, I was watching it and going, a 12-year-old should not be able to do this. You know what I mean? So he was a big deal growing up. The McDonald's quadruple cheeseburgers, him and Cecil had a commercial for a 4-patty cheeseburger. But they had a big falling out later on in his life because Cecil gambled away all of their money and didn't tell the mother. And it was one of those things where come home one day, the house is foreclosed, all the cars are gone. And it was Prince was pretty pissed about it. I don't know if they've made up. I don't know about that. But here's another trivia question for you. There is a pitcher that both of these guys homered off of, if you can believe that's possible. Can you name the pitcher both of these guys homered off of?
So it'd have to be someone who pitched in the 90s and had longevity, ultimately.
Yeah.
It's like he's pitching 20, 25 years. Is the pitcher famous?
Oh, yeah. He's famous.
I want to say Nolan Ryan. I want to say Smoltz. I want to get into that. I guess it's probably an American League pitcher.
This guy bounced around a lot. I'm going to show you the picture right here and to see if you get it off of the picture.
Okay.
You know that guy?
Is that Moyer?
That's it. He pitched 25 years, started with the old Mariners there, 269 wins. And Jamie Moyer has faced 9% of all major league hitters ever to play the game. So I'll explain that for you guys really quickly. Jamie Moyer pitched so long and faced so many batters that if you took every single player who ever played, even one game, ever played Major League Baseball, Jamie Moyer faced almost 10% of them.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy, man. There's a record that's never going down.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Okay, this next one, Louis is telling me this is yours, but you won't be able to comment till the end because it's got some audio. But let's take a look at this video you sent me. Little girls flag football action there.
Yeah, but you see that dime that girl dropped? You even heard the dime noise.
Yeah,
that was a bomb. There are NFL quarterbacks who can't throw it like that.
Yeah, she threw it a good 40 yards, and this girl was 20 yards past everybody that caught it.
On the money.
Yeah, put my mic out. Let's take another look at this thing really quick. She's going to throw it from about the 20 out to the other 40. So, yeah, it's a good 40-yard throw right there, and homegirl with the pigtails is gone. But look at Andy. She stops at the 1. She never goes in the end zone, and they rip her flag off. What happened there?
I think the end zone is it's a little shorter. I'm not sure.
Oh, is that a thing?
I think so.
It's got to be because I thought it was going to be when you sent it to me. I thought this was going to be one of those videos where the dumbass stops at the 1 yard line and doesn't know.
No, that's just about the bomb. That quarterback, she fucking laced it.
Yeah, and the way she threw it, you didn't think that was going to happen, and it was like,
well, the cameraman doesn't even follow the ball. He's just the ball disappears. Yeah, if you watch it again, he's got it wide, and then the ball's out of frame.
Yeah, it's a ball fake or something. He ain't following back.
They just can't keep up with it.
Yeah, that was a little bit expected. That was a pretty good throw. I don't think any. I would say there's some high school dudes couldn't make that throw.
No way. There's no way. No way.
I got one video here. This is a little expected too. I thought this was amazing when I saw this little piece on the History Channel. Take a look at this thing right here. One man's vision can change the world. This caveman has carved a wheel and put a stick through the middle. He's created the wheel. No, he didn't. Yeah. There it is, man. Living the dream.
I like that my favorite is he has a bottled water.
Yeah, what's he got? Some plastic bottle of water at the end.
Plastic bottle of water this caveman does. He was ahead of the game. No doubt.
Kudos to whoever put that sketch together because that is hilarious. This guy creates the wheel, sticks a stick through the middle of the stone tire and flips it up, and then he's got a cave bitch pole dancing.
Drinking a bottle of water.
Oh, now I have to say that is probably how the wheel was invented.
No way. There's no way. No way.
I stand on business. I say yes way. All right, Andy, that's no way, man. Fun little segment. We'll probably bring that back next week, but that's going to take us into Knock It Off for this week, which you guys know Knock It Off is brought to you by the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast. That's Old English 800. We're going to be watching the NBA Finals tonight with a nice brass monkey.
Brass monkey, that monkey, brass monkey, chunky.
Yes, and whatever season it is, it doesn't matter. It's a Lions Cup we're drinking the brass monkey out of until I get a Tiger Cup photo, Louis.
Yeah, you got to change it with the seasons.
Yeah, we got all the backdrop change here. Kong's got the Tiger hat. We got Cecil Fielder starting lineup going here. We got great Kirk Gibson in the 84 championship, the ticket going over here. Louis, let's get a Tiger Cup in there, man, for the Brass Monkeys, man. Anyway, Brass Monkeys, delicious. Get you some orange juice, hit it with a splash of Old English 800, and enjoy the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast. That's Old English 800. Let's get to some Knock It Off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay, this one we talked about extensively, Andy, and I stand on business as I did back then. There was no way that I would pay this guy $700 to $800 million on account. I wouldn't. Now, Shohei Ohtani, you could talk me into it. That guy's a sideshow. He's a freak. He's hitting balls like crazy. He's going to pitch. I'm going to get that money back. But this guy, no way. I don't care that he's 27, man. He's hitting, and this has always been him. He hits 224. He's got 8 homers, 25 RBIs. This is the guy that every single year, outside of like one anomaly season, he'll finish the year hitting about 240, and he'll hit like 36 home runs and have like 90 RBIs. And I'm like, that's not an $800 million guy.
Yeah, so Soto is gonna, like, I'm sure over the course of his career he's gonna have some good seasons, but you're not gonna always get great seasons. So it's a little nerve-wracking.
It's just ridiculous. Like, he's been terrible with the Mets so far. He's lately got some timely hits, but not hitting consistently. At $800 million, you better give me Ohtani. You better be hitting over 300 with 50 home runs,
right?
Not 240 with 36. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
this guy could do that. Kirk Gibson did that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, I want to get your take on this one, buddy. This is Jameel Hill. Jameel Hill says that she puts Angel Reese ahead of Caitlin Clark, speculating that Reese will be looked at as the Michael Jordan of the WNBA by the time she retires. She predicts Caitlin Clark will also have a successful career, but it'll look more like a Steve Nash, couple MVPs, no titles, but nothing great. Because she said, quote, Angel Reese doesn't just play to win, she plays to dominate. Now, clearly she made these statements when they were both coming into their rookie seasons. Yeah. Sometimes I'm so embarrassed that this woman is from Detroit.
Jameel?
Yeah. This is an embarrassing statement that no one thought. And this is exactly, in my opinion, what happened with Jameel's career. I was excited for her when she was on ESPN as a regular on some of the biggest shows and panels. And then she got some advice somewhere along the line to be controversial, say crazy shit that no one even agrees with, so they'll argue with you. She tried to be what's his name that used to be on the show with Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, Stephen A. Shannon Sharp.
No, the one Sharp was on before on Fox.
Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. She decided she wanted to be Skip Bayless and be an idiot and just say dumb things. Like,
I actually did see Angel Reese play last week. I went to the Chicago Sky and Los Angeles Sparks game. And Reese is a fine player, can rebound, play some defense, but like cannot score. Like, she's a horrible, cannot shoot. Here's let me give you one other favorite Angel Reese thing, and we'll get back to Hill.
Sure.
If you look on Twitter or X or whatever it's called, or any social media, there are a group of dudes who bet a lot of money every game on Angel Reese to miss her first shot. And they tape themselves rooting for it, and they watch, and then you see Angel Reese's first shot. I think they'd won like 6 in a row. I just saw she got him once recently. But you look up Angel Reese first shot gambling. There's like 4 or 5 dudes who bet like $25K on her missing the first shot. It's great.
Yeah. I'm tired of them talking about her as a rebounder, because more than half of her rebounds come off of her own missed layups.
Yeah.
It looks like probably like the kid you played with in high school is 6'10", and he'd be like, miss layup, rebound, gets his own rebound, gets his own rebound, scores. And his stat line right now after 1 second in the game is 2 points, 4 boards.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, Reese is,
anyway.
Reese, Hill's not, it's not great. It's not a great call by Hill.
And it's an intentionally bad call is my point. You know what I mean? Like, you know better than that. It's just terrible. And I'm not trying to bag on Angel Reese because I think Angel Reese is very intelligent. I think she understands where her bread is buttered, and it is very much in a WWE style play in the heel. And if you want to make money, you better tag yourself to the babyface. And she treats her beef going with Caitlin Clark. And this year she's averaging, I think Angel Reese is averaging 7 points and like 13 boards. And like, she's terrible. She's one of the worst players in the league statistically.
Yeah.
But she's one of the most talked about and makes the most money because she's smart.
Yeah. She's also like on a team like Chicago needs some stars. That's a good place for her. She tries to play too much like Draymond.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough.
And she's not Draymond,
No.
She's as good as Draymond.
No. I think like the pumpkin has returned, like the chariot has returned back into the pumpkin. It's midnight. No one cares anymore. And you're not even getting press against Caitlin Clark. You better ramp it up next game. You better hit her with a chair or slam her or something.
Right. She does average 10 and 12, but she shoots from the field 31%.
That's terrible.
No, it's not good.
That's terrible. And you're averaging 12 rebounds. And you guys think we're joking. If you don't watch, go look at some clips. She's got 12 rebounds in the game. 6 or 7 of those are on her own misses.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's not great.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right. I don't know if you've been checking out a lot of this College World Series stuff. And I don't mean on the ladies' side, the softball World Series. We know Oklahoma was going for a 5-peat, talking about dynasties off of last week's Dynasty Talk. They got knocked out. They're out of it. So that thing's wide open on the ladies' side. I'm talking about on the guys' side. It has gotten ridiculous. It has gotten ridiculous. I think it's just a reflection of this generation. They don't care about winning. They care about how many clicks they're getting. The main thing is what kind of content are you creating, not how you're playing the game. There's been multiple, almost double bench clearing brawls because these guys, when they're hitting their home runs with their aluminum bats that are double walled and whatever, I'm sure you've seen some of these videos. Like as they're heading down to first base, they're like staring into the visitors' dugout on the first base side. Now they're starting to throw their bat at their dugout while they're walking. It's getting ridiculous. Georgia, who was one of the favorites to come out of the regional to the super regional this year, had a phenomenal season out of the SEC. They got knocked out of the tournament in a game where they all decided not to wear shirts underneath their jerseys and unbutton their jerseys all the way down to their belly buttons and just have their chests out the whole game. And they thought this will be great for social media. And they lost the game and got knocked out of the tournament. And none of them cared. They're on their phones immediately after the game to see how much coverage they got.
Like, yeah, it seems crazy. It's
ridiculous. The stuff, the stunts that these guys are putting on just so that it can be a TikTok moment. This closer for Georgia, he's a clown. I mean, after he strikes people out, it looks like a Savannah Bananas game. And there's no disrespect to the Savannah Bananas here because that is an amazing spectacle if you ever get to go see it. It is absolutely amazingly fun.
Right.
But it's much like WWE or wrestling, right? It's like it's a controlled spectacle version of a real sport that's made strictly for entertainment. And it's awesome. I love it. That guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
But these kids are trying to do it and because they want their TikTok numbers to go up. And I'm like, it's too much, man. It's too much.
Yeah.
But that's just the backdrop I'm setting up because here's another thing I have a problem with this generation on. Watch the catcher on this play and also the bullshit call that's going to be coming on this play in the Oregon game.
Away.
Okay, here we go.
In the air, shallow left.
This guy's going to try to tag up from third. This kid's got an arm. He's going to fire it. Decent throw. Catcher misses it. We got a collision. Collision at the plate. He dives that catcher. He's safe. Okay, now you're wondering all the questions. You can't run into the catcher, but the catcher cannot be blocked in the plate. Look at this kid. He's just trying to catch his breath. He's not hurt.
Somebody's not going to be
I'm
happy
coaching
on
up
either
baseball.
side.
These young kids, they
One
all
of the
just want
two.
their
And
moment
the
of being
athletic
hurt.
trainer's still
He's fine,
looking at Mason Strong,
but he's still
down
down,
on
and
a
they're
knee on
looking
top
at
of
him
the
like he
plate.
got shot. He's fucking fine. And the umpires are talking about this now. They might eject this kid because the other kid's pretending he's hurt. Now look at that replay, Andy. He's clearly out in front of the plate and does not catch the ball. Knocking the plate without the ball.
My feeling, Wes,
This is completely illegal. And he tries to stop. You see that right there, Andy? He tries to like not run into him. He tries to hold up. And the catcher just can't get out of the way.
Without clear possession of the ball.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And there's the rule on the screen for you guys there. The catcher can be in front of the plate if he has complete control of the ball. This kid did not. He did not have control of the ball at all. Here we go.
Video review. The catch in the outfield results in out number 1. The play at the plate, there's no obstruction. But the contact was malicious, resulting in an out and an ejection of number 77.
So
The runner at first base.
Are you kidding me? Because that kid faked that he was hurt. That wasn't even a good collision, man. Like that was running into somebody at the mall. And then he laid there like a baby, like he got hurt. And oh my God, I'm injured. And then they got together and went, well, hey, that kid's pretty sad behind the plate right now. Maybe we should throw the other kid out of the game. What was that?
It was terrible. Seems like it's a baseball play. You know, my takeaway is, how does Oregon have such lame baseball uniforms?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like their whole thing in football is like the coolest. They have like wild jerseys. It's not even cool. They just have, and that one that's just like they're white and they have their green hats on. I'm like, what are we doing?
Right.
Let's put some fucking ducks on there, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, do something cool, man. Get an old retro going or something. We're trying to be the Yankees with the Oregon pinstripe. It looked terrible. But I mean, it was clear as day on the replay, man. That catcher's out in front of the plate, blocking the plate.
For sure.
And then it looked to me as if the runner thought he was out. He could see the ball passing him. And I think he was out and kind of giving himself up. And then when the catcher missed the ball, he just was like, oh shit, and kind of just tried to get down to touch the plate.
Right. Yeah.
And then they threw him out of the game.
That replay was bad. That was a bad replay.
Really, really bad. And they tossed this kid out of the game. And there's another incident in the Duke game. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this kid got kicked out for the rest of the tournament for something that was like similar to something like this. And it was like, that was a bad call. And he's going to be out for the rest of the tournament. Like College World Series has jumped the shark, and disagree with me or don't here, Andy, in a way where I think the powers that be that are in charge of college baseball are like, this is getting eyeballs, man, and we're growing it, and we're going to get a bigger contract next year. People can't stop looking at nonsense and negativity.
Yeah, you know, I'm with you on this. I don't pay much attention to the College World Series. I feel like I should, though. People should. They should make me want to, but I just don't.
Yeah, if you love hitting, it's for you, because there will be some good pitchers like a Paul Skeens or something that will get guys out. But these guys are using the aluminum bats and they're tagging the ball on a regular basis. So if you like hitting, it's fun to watch. But they're acting like clowns.
Yeah.
They're acting like clowns, man.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, that's it for Knock It Off this week. And Andy, listen, we just got a real quick little segment on All Right Bet, guys, because we already told you about the NBA. Stay away from it. Andy's on the Oilers right now. You can play that game to game, but pay attention. Just pay attention to our sites every single day. We're posting our Big Six picks, baseball every single day on All Right. It's time for another episode of All Right Bet. That's right, man. The baseball has been hot. Andy, you've been following it. Last 3 days, on our picks, we've been 6-0, 4-2, 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a lot of parlays hitting the last couple of days that have padded the old account. We're enjoying it. You guys know the deal. Tune in. We're going to give you 6 teams every single day. You make your own parlays out of there. We recommend 2 to 3. I regularly play 3, 4, and 5 teamers just to mix them in for $5. And then I'll play some strong 2 and 3 teamers that I really like. And when you have a 4 and 2 day, you're going to get paid.
Yeah, for sure.
When you go 6-0, you lock up a nice chunk of money. Every single parlay hits.
For sure.
I mean, you play 5 or 6 parlays, guys, and we go 6-0. When's the last time you won 5 or 6 parlays in one day?
Never.
Yeah, that's tough, man. But in baseball, it's possible. Don't be scared of baseball betting, guys. And you don't have to do any of the research. We're giving it to you right there. On the season right now, we're 215 wins against 155 losses. Guys, Our goal is to get to plus 100, and we're not even into the All-Star game, and we're already, what, 60, 65 up right now?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think we're going to get there.
Oh, for sure.
I think we're going to get there. So, guys, tune in, check it out every single day. And for you guys that are checking it out every single day, I see is looking at the account. I can see how many people viewed my account every day for the DWMOD page, Andy. And these people will view it every single day, a ton of them. And for some reason, they're like Ebenezer Scrooge with a piece of coal. You know what I mean? Like they just like and follow.
Well, like and follow, guys. Let's go.
You're getting left behind. You're getting left behind as we're raising up the charts here on Apple Podcasts and stuff. But we're done banging our own drum. We need you guys to start banging that damn thing for us, man. Anyway, that's our show for the week. Andy, what do you got going on for the weekend, man? What are you going to get into?
I'm traveling on Saturday. I'm going home to taking my daughter. I'm going to Missouri. I'm going to go see the fam. It's so that's what I'll be doing. That. Hey, I will throw one little NBA bet at you if you want to have some fun.
Let's do it.
Here, if for game one, here's what I would do. Just to have some fun. I would take the Thunder at 9.5. Then I would take the Thunder at 13.5. I would do the escalator. And then I would take them at 17.5. Then I would take them at 20.5. Like to the Thunder to win. So the Thunder win at home heavily.
Okay.
So if game one is tight and they don't cover any of those bets, I would do it again in game two.
Okay, so you're saying play for the guys that don't know what he's saying. When he's saying the escalator, he's saying go to the if your site calls it alternate lines or some different sites call it different things, but you can change the odds. Like bet them to win at 13.5, bet them to win at 14.5, bet them to win at 15.5, go all the way up to 20 and put a few bucks on all of them and see if they all come in.
So, because the Thunder tend to, like I said earlier, destroy at home. So that would be my bet.
All right.
And if this game's close, if the game one is close, I would do it again for game two.
I'm on it. I'm going to take advantage of that, man, because you're usually right on that kind of stuff. Trust me. When it comes to bets like this, listen to Andy St. Clair. If you listen to the show, get on that bet. It's going to hit. We posted our baseball games for the day today. Get over there and take a look at those. Royals and Cardinals are in a double header. Just to be clear, guys, we like the Cardinals in game two. I like them in both games today. I think they got two good pitchers going, but usually game one on the road, Royals got another pitcher going. Royals can't score any runs, but blah, blah, blah. I won't get long.
We got Jack. We're back, baby. Jack's here. Man, Jack.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get it going, man. I don't think they're in any danger of catching the Tigers, so I'm going to pull for them for you. But, man, I like the Cardinals in game two there, and I love the Tigers minus 1.5 today with Mize on the mound against the White Sox. Give me that money. Yeah. All right, bro. That's it, man. Let's roll out of here. We'll be back next week, and hopefully we'll be moving on up to 6 or 5. And keep lookout, man. Watch the show Cutting Loose on YouTube. And that's it, man. We'll see you next time.
We cutting loose.
Touchdown. College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works.